So, we do have some news to get to today, and a lot of it has to do with the events of last night in San Jose and in Montreal. So, first off, I just want to wish MLW star Richard Holiday nothing but the best as he completed his 12 rounds of chemotherapy today, or yesterday, according to F1, F4, F4W Online. Richard Holiday was diagnosed with stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma last year, and he just completed his final session of chemotherapy. So I wish nothing but the best to Richard Holiday, as he is an extremely talented in-ring performer, and you never want to see this for anybody, especially somebody at 30 years old, getting hit with the four-letter word that nobody wants to hear. But as Richard Holiday said on Twitter, it's time to recover. And I think that's what all of us in the wrestling world are hoping for. A quick, natural recovery for Holiday to show what it means to never give up the fight. Again, nothing but the best to Richard Holiday as he continues to heal up and fight stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma. On more positive news, Colby Corino, son of Steve Corino, NXT trainer, has officially signed with WWE according to Fightful Select. Though not much is known and that WWE has not made it official just yet, there was conversations from Bodyslam.net back in early January that Colby had signed with WWE or was on WWE's radar, and that he would sign with WWE once his contract with the NWA expired. It is very likely that if he did just sign with the NWA, that he signed with the NWA. I mean, that if he did just sign with WWE, rather, that it is very likely that he only just signed with WWE because his contract with the NWA ended. Because that is likely what they were waiting for. They were likely waiting for his contract with the NWA to end before they brought him into NXT, because it is extensively likely that that is where Colby Corino is going to go. Colby is somebody that has shown tremendous promise and has grown in the wrestling business. He has grown up in the wrestling business from being a youngster in Ring of Honor to being able to wrestle his own matches and be his own man on his own 2 feet, like he's shown over the last couple of years. So, with that being said, it will be interesting to see Colby in WWE working under his dad in NXT. But either way, congratulations to Colby Corino for officially signing. I mean, if he officially signed with WWE. And now we're going to move over to live results from NXT, from Elimination Chamber and Battle in the Valley. So, if you are one that does not want the live spoilers, or not really the spoilers, but more the results of Battle in the Valley, then feel free to hold back, and I will see you in the next video. Or head off now, and I will see you in the next one. But if you want to stick around and find out what's happening, I will also say that in the coming weeks, I will be formulating my predictions for WrestleMania, and once I get my predictions together for WrestleMania, I will be putting together a video of my predictions for the big event coming on April 1st and April 2nd. But the fact of the matter is, right now, I do not have my predictions patterned out, but after Elimination Chamber, I have a little bit better of an idea of what to expect for WrestleMania in April when WrestleMania goes Hollywood. And we're going to start with, well, New Japan, because somebody was seen in the crowd, specifically in the media section of New Japan Battle in the Valley. And that person that was seen in the media section is AEW contracted wrestler CM Punk. Punk was seen in the media section of Battle in the Valley with Giselle Shaw, Impact Wrestling star Giselle Shaw, and Impact Wrestling executive Scott D'Amore. I don't know if that, if Punk was catching up with Scott D'Amore. It did seem like he was socializing in the picture that I saw. He was socializing with Giselle Shaw. But other than that, I don't really know, not much is known of why Punk was there. Other than the fact that Punk was friends or is friends with certain people that were on the show. But in my opinion, it is good to see Punk within the ranks of a wrestling show. It is good to see Punk within the ranks of a wrestling show, because we have not seen Punk do very much wrestling since he was suspended after the brawlout from the Fallout at All Out, or the fallout from the brawlout at All Out. So it is good to see him doing some wrestling, because, I think there are some that thought that Punk was done with wrestling after last September. Also, Jay White lost to Eddie Kingston, and that means that Eddie Kingston was the one to send Jay White out of New Japan Pro Wrestling, as Eddie Kingston versus Jay White was a loser leaves match. Loser leaves Japan, and that means that Jay White is done with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Where he goes next, only Jay White knows. AEW would come calling, Impact Wrestling could come calling, and of course WWE could come calling, as WWE seems to be very interested in the Switchblade. So if you see a vignette promoting the arrival of Switchblade, then you'll know who's coming and where he's going. But also, Kairi defended her IWGP Women's Championship against Mercedes Moné in Mercedes' debut in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Her debut match in New Japan. And Mercedes Moné is officially the IWGP Women's Champion, defeating Kairi and, winning the championship. So now Mercedes will have the opportunity to help craft the women's division in New Japan in her likeness and her image, and prove that she can be the stable presence that WWE didn't think she could be, and sell tickets, but not only that, be the building block of still a relatively new division that only started back in November of last year. So with that being said, we're going to break down the WrestleMania stuff in the next news video, so stay tuned for that.